What's up? How you doing? Here we are. Beautiful evening today. Beautiful, beautiful blue sky. It's no clouds. Looks amazing, and temperature's just right. Very comfortable. Not bad outside at all. I see a few birds flying by. I don't know where they're going. Always going somewhere, but never getting there. And birds don't fly at night. I'm out here at night. I never see a bird fly by. They're afraid of the dark, or they can't see well. I don't know. Anyway, over the weekend I went and saw the movie The Joker. Saw the first one, liked it. Very strange character. They got the right guy to play it. So I'm watching the movie and I'm thinking to myself, I don't see any difference between the character Joaquin Phoenix is playing and the way I think he is in real life. I think that's the way. I don't think he's doing any acting. I think that's him. You know, I may be wrong, but I know the David Letterman interview many years ago was fake. They planned that, but that's the way I see him. I see him as being that way in real life, like the Joker is in the movie. So I think they hire him and they say, lose a lot of weight. Want to see your bones on the back. Want to see your spine, and then just act like yourself. So I liked it. It wasn't as good as the first one, but I didn't walk out of there angry. I would have if it was Star Wars. Fresh coffee from Starbucks. Just stopped by there. Felix screwdriver. You know what's funny about screwdrivers? When I'm looking for a Felix, how do I say Felix? Phillips. Felix's car dealership. Anyway, Phillips. Hey, you know what? Felix is a name that I know. When I was a kid, we lived in a neighborhood where well, her name was Phyllis. Sorry, Phyllis. Anyway, Phillips. So when I'm looking for a Phillips, I'll find 3 or 4 regular screwdrivers. And then the reverse is true. When I'm looking for a regular screwdriver, I find a bunch of these. I don't know what's going on. So I have a lot of Phillips. I have a lot of regular screwdrivers, flat ones. But whichever one I'm looking for, I will find the opposite one and many copies of it. So, but now I've learned over time to keep my things in one place. For example, my whole life I would get home and just throw my keys somewhere in the corner. And then later on I'd be looking, where's my keys, because it wasn't in the same spot every time. I would just hurl them. You know, my desk, I'd throw them, they'd go in the back somewhere, I wouldn't be able to find them. Sometimes I'd put them in a drawer, but every single time was like a different location. And then I learned over time, met my wife, and she taught me that if you want to find your keys, you have to put them in the same spot constantly. And then I noticed a pattern. Everybody who finds their keys puts them in the same spot. Same spot. So I got out of the habit of just throwing them anywhere, because I used to do that. I used to just throw my keys anywhere and then go looking throughout the house to try and find them. Where was I last? What room did I go into, you know? There's a few times I found my keys in the couch. You know? What's going on?
You gotta open the door.
Right now?
Yeah, for the food.
Open it. I'll be in a minute. I'm busy doing something right now. So, yeah, the keys fell into the couch, and I searched the whole place, and then finally I said, maybe I was sitting there, maybe the keys fell. I put my hand inside, you know, the open, you know, the 90-degree angle where the couch is, where you sit, and I pulled out the keys. So, you know, so I've learned now that if you want to find your tools, your keys, you have to put them in the same spot. Otherwise, you know, it's like playing that treasure hunt game in the 70s. Tonight we're having good seafood. So I'm very excited about that. You know, I know when LAX is backed up because I see a holding pattern. You know, I'll see the same aircraft doing loops, and I know that LAX is backed up. So right now we're clear, but I hear an airplane somewhere. I just don't see it. Oh, I see a hawk though.
But they're here.
Did you open the door?
No, I can't because they were.
I'll be right back.
The car.
I am back. I am back. You know what else I've noticed in life? They tell you a certain time food is coming, and if you say, okay, I have time to do something, that's when they come early. Come early. 15 minutes early, which when you're hungry, they will come 15 minutes to a half hour late. And I know it's all random coincidence. That's why they invented the phrase random coincidence, especially the word coincidence. A lot of people, they give meaning to things, but it's just a coincidence, you know. Now, if I was starving, which I'm not right now, but if I was starving, they'd get here in 45 minutes after they said. Or they'd get lost, they wouldn't find us, wouldn't get the food. So, anyway, I left the food inside. Very nice guy. Nice guy delivered. Had a big smile. Kind of smile you expect from somebody who just heard a good joke, but I didn't tell him anything. I didn't tell him any jokes, but he was smiling. Didn't have a commercial, was it Dentyne? Remember years ago, Dentyne cinnamon? It's about something about the smile on your face there because you know that your teeth taste great. Colgate maybe? One of those. So many commercials growing up, you know, then they were very interesting. You'd watch them. My favorite one, my favorite one of all time, not of all time, but of a certain time, was the Crest commercial. So there was a pharmacist, old guy that looked like he should have retired 20 years before, but he's still working. And the kid would run in and he would say, I had a dental appointment today and 3 cavities. And then the dentist, the old guy, would show up and he would say, 3 cavities. You should try Crest, recommended by the Dental Association, right? And then, I don't know, 6 months later or whatever, guy's still alive, kid would show up, looks about the same age, and he would say, no cavities this time. And then he would say, because of Crest, recommended by the Dental Association. And I love that series of commercials that guy did, that old guy, old pharmacist. But like I said, to me, it looked like he should have retired 20 years before. He was very old. What are you doing still working at the pharmacy? Yeah, nowadays you don't find pharmacists that age. See the kitten over here. Yeah, you don't find pharmacists that look like they're 85. I know a lot of people think that's a sense of experience, but I look at somebody who's 85 and I'm thinking, are they giving me the right prescription here? Or am I going home with fentanyl? You know, you never know. 85 years old, your mind's slipping a little bit. So, yeah, where I go, I don't see anybody old. They all look like they're about 14, very young. You know, and there's like, in the old days, you went to a pharmacy, there was one pharmacist and the apprentice had like a sidekick there, kind of like the houseboy. He'd run around grabbing the stuff to mix. But now when I go to a pharmacy, there's like 6-7 people in there claiming to be a pharmacist. You know, I don't understand that. And it still takes a half hour. When you show up, they always tell you, I'll be like 20-30 minutes. Might want to walk around a little bit. So I walk around, which I think they do it to increase the pharmacy sales. Because as I'm walking around, I'm noticing things that I may need in the future that I really don't need, and I'm starting to grab them. You know, so yeah, I think that's why they do it, because easily they could count or give you a cream, whatever you need. It's not like that many people are waiting. I go in there, it's me, maybe one other person. They still tell me about 20-30 minutes. I want to tell them, why is it taking that long? What's going on back there? You know, grab the container off the shelf, count, I don't know if it's, you know, pills, count 20 pills, put them in the thing. That's it. Print the label, give them to me, and I'll pay, and I'm out of there. 3 minutes. And that seems like too much. You know, I've never gone to a pharmacy where, and I don't go to a pharmacy that often for that kind of stuff, but when I have, you know, I go in there and they always tell me it's going to be about 20 minutes. Even though I'm looking around, I'm like, is there someone else in line? I'm the only one here. What's going on with that? So I'll speed it up. It's getting a little bit, I wouldn't say dark, but we're losing a little bit of the glow. So there was 3 cats we have that show up here. They're stray cats, but they're tame. They're very mild-mannered, like Clark Kent. And there was one that was coming on its own here, watching me, and then, you know, hanging out for 4 months before the other 2 showed up, and then there were 2 more that showed up, and then all 3 of them would be here together watching me, like side back and forth, like that, you know, like I'm a tennis, you know, game. And then the first one, it's a female, right? The first one, that was a gray one, female, vanished like 2 months ago. And the other 2, they're here every day, every night. They're here every morning. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I will look out here, and so we have an orange cat, and then we have a black one, like a panther, and one or the other is here about 6 o'clock in the morning. They wait for me. They greet me when I come out, and then at the end of the day, they show up again, like right now. So 2 months go by, I don't see the gray one. I'm thinking either a raccoon got him or got her, or got hit by a car, or just ran away, went to another neighborhood. Some options there, right? So this morning I'm in the front and I see the gray cat is back. So I felt a little bit happy about that, because I got a little bit worried that the gray cat got smoothed out. And then right now I was in the front to get the food there, get some good food, and I saw the cat there sitting looking at me. Cats are great hunters, very independent animal. I like dogs, but dogs can't survive without a human being around. These kind of dogs, domesticated. A wolf is different. A wolf will survive, but you know, it'll open up a dumpster, eat Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother. It will survive. But cats are amazing. I watch, like this one right here. There was a sparrow flying low, and this one knocked it out of the air and ate it. You know, like, it's amazing. Cat-like reflexes. I see that and I think of Kwai Chang Caine. Those are the kind of reflexes I appreciate. Okay, well, I'm going to head inside and eat. What's that? You hear that? If that was somebody sneezing, that's a sneeze made with anger. My mother sneezes like that. My mother sneezes, it sounds like she's angry. And I tell her, I go, you know, when you sneeze, you sound angry. What kind of sneeze is that? You know what annoys me? When I go somewhere like a store or a small room, and somebody decides to sneeze. Now, a sneeze is controllable. You can, you know, fight it for a second, it'll disappear. Or a cough, you can't. You can't hide a cough, right? A cough, if you have to cough, it's gonna come out. But a sneeze, you could fight it. I never sneeze in an environment where there's people around me, because why? What's the reason? Because I make them frightened that I'm contagious, right? Even, you know, you don't have to be sick to sneeze, and I don't mind sneezing, but when I'm in a enclosed area, I don't sneeze. I don't sneeze unless I'm by myself. I'm by myself in a small room, I'll sneeze. But you know what happens? You sneeze and everybody becomes paranoid. Does he have some kind of virus? Does he have COVID? Does he have whatever, streptococcus, mononucleosis? You know, because when I'm in a room, I don't want to breathe in the mist from somebody's sneeze. I think about that. I'm like, oh, now I'm breathing all that in. And if they're not sick, who cares? But if they are sick, you know, they have pneumonia or something, then that means I have a good chance of catching that. So then for 3 days, I'm wondering, am I going to be okay here, or am I going to be one of those people that's going to feel wiped out for the next 10 days, all because somebody needed to sneeze? There's a spell right there. You can get sick other ways too. Just somebody breathing who's sick is enough. But when you sneeze and the little droplets come out of their mouth, looks like a spray from Windex. Yeah, well, that mist hangs around the air, hangs around there. You come by and you breathe it in. It attaches to your lungs, and before you know it, you're sick. Sometimes you don't get sick. I've said this story before. Many years ago, I was in a recording studio, and I was on the side of where the engineer sits, and the engineer warned me after I got there that he had the flu, and I could tell he was sick. I mean, he had the snots going, he was coughing all over the place, and he looked sick. You looked at him and he looked sick. He looked like a vampire during the sun. When the sun is out, yeah, that's what I mean. He looked like a vampire during the daytime. And then he said to me, I have the flu. And I said, well, now I'm already here. And, you know, that would have been a good idea to mention it to me before I got here. But now I'm here, and I've been breathing this air for like 6 minutes. So I said, don't worry about it. And then I was thinking, I'm going to be sick with the flu in about 2 or 3 days. But nothing happened. Nothing happened. Day 1 went by, nothing. 2 went by, nothing. 3 days went by, nothing. 4 days went by, nothing. After the 5th or 6th day, I was like, I'm not getting sick. And I didn't get sick that time. And then other times, you're like, oh, I think I have the flu, and you can't pinpoint it. You don't know where you got it from. There's another birdie. Anyway, all right. I'm going in, I'm going to eat, and I may be out again later on in the nighttime. Bird. All right, ciao for now.